Live, man. We're live. Driving to work. Thought I'd do a quick little video. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it up. I don't think the audio gonna be as good. Should check the audio before. 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2. So I got this up. Yeah. So basically, I like to do a lot of pre-records. Keep the channel. Get people on board. Last night was good, man. I was over on Underrated. We was talking about different things. And I wish I had my son in the car with me. I'll show you how I got him to a point where he could look at the signs of the cars, name the cars, ultimately starting the makers and getting down to the point of having a model of all the cars. My other son, he's not in the cars, he like trucks. He don't even really know the name of trucks. This guy, I always laugh. I say, this is the kid right here. One of my sons, this guy is funny. He eats off the grown folks. Me. He's about 10. That's what most of the time kids start to grow a little bit and want to be more responsible and stuff. But it's funny. Like I have twins that are the complete opposite. You would think one is older than the other. The youngest, he's the more mature one. He gets a lot of dedication to different things. But like I said, it's funny because this guy, I think I told the story now before, but he went out with his grandmother, and his other brother goes in, and his other brother sits there, and he's like, ordering out the kids, maybe grabbing something, and they give him the kids, and he's like, yeah, what you gonna get? He was like, I don't order off that. He said, I eat real food. I always tell my son, because when he was younger, his other brother always wanted chicken nuggets and fries. Chicken nuggets and fries. That is the meal for any little kid. Chicken nuggets and fries, burger with no tomato, no no ketchup. I don't know what's up with these kids. Colors like no red, no green. I don't eat no greens and vegetables. I don't eat no red ketchup. Know, some kids eat ketchup, some kids don't. I mean, it's the same. And it's funny how kids eat ketchup but won't eat tomatoes. But yeah, man, it's funny. So, when it comes down to it, man, it's weird. But yeah, I'm just talking a little bit while I'm driving. You know what I'm saying? And tired at the same time too. Man. Gotta cut out these off. Get home. Glad I didn't start working on stuff I got to do at home. Take today, I might just take a day off from doing outside projects. Focus on stuff that needs to be done in the house. When I get back to the outside projects, you know, constantly working, all work and no play. It's fun. My kids right now on vacation. They're having more fun than me. You know, but that's how it's supposed to be. When it all comes down, you want the kids to experience a lot of things. So you can tell the whole thought process with most, you kind of do good for your kids for them to do good for you when they get up. I like how my wife, her grandmother set up to where, she goes and stays with family members. Of course, I could have did the same thing for my grandma. like her independent. She still moved around, so it wasn't a thing for her. And she had my uncle around her still too, so she still had somebody in the house, watch out for her, do certain things with her. It is bumpy road. It's Atlanta, man. Some of the parts are better than the others. Yeah. Um, Getting back to these kids, but when it comes down to it, man, you got to put your kids in a position to win. Jumping from one lane to another, still getting off. But you got to put your kids in position to win. I always speak on the aspect of kids because I try to get more or less than try to get a lot of people focused on, you know, taking care of your kids, taking care of your nieces and nephews. You know, my uncle did that. He had me over him as a beneficiary. He didn't have no kids. He had one of my older cousins end up putting me in there. I can't say that I don't know why, because I do. Me and him had a real good bond with each other. He was my favorite uncle. My oldest brother could have been old, but he had a little crazy sometimes. Irrational decisions. I guess my other older cousin, she the oldest, like firstborn out of all the great kids and everything. So out of my granny's kids, so it was what it was that he put me on instead of them. But until we had a real close relationship, talk to him, deal with a lot of stuff during the past that he had going on. He got that squared away, became a better person. I was trying to get him to get a house. That was his next step. He got the VA loan. Go ahead and get his house situated. He had got into a high rise, got everything situated with his check and everything. And he was on the road. So yeah, I'm driving. I'm trying to see my bad at driving. I get on this other highway. I like to, go a little bit, let's say, above speed. Yeah. Like I said, I try to focus on the kids more, get my kids involved in a lot of stuff. I did that for my oldest, and I'm trying to do more for my younger kids as well. Because when it all boils down, kind of cliche, but the kids are the future. You got to invest that time with your kids. Get them on a responsible level. And like I said, one of my kids, he acts strictly like a kid. He wants to play with toys, play games, and eats like a kid. Eats chicken nuggets and fries everywhere we go. Really don't want vegetables. You eat it if you got to, but if you don't got to, he's not gonna eat it. And like I said, my other son, like I said, twins, but the other son, he orders off the adult menu. Dude like literally wants to eat crab legs every night. That's the crazy. He'll eat crab legs, lobster tail, and steak every night if he can. This boy is expensive. My wife, we go to like crab boil places and get him crab legs and stuff, lobster tail. My wife's Caribbean, so she likes seafood. He likes seafood. He's killing seafood. I'm listening. Oh, yeah. Boy kills seafood. That's love seafood. The other brother, you don't like lobster tail, you don't like crab. I always get on this brother. Crab, crab, crab. All you want is crab. He's like, well, you eat like a kid. He's like, because I am a kid. funny hearing these arguments. Just like me and my brother, we argue like that. We kind of grew up too fast, so at their age, we was doing some, to say the least, misbehaving. I try to keep them, kids as much as I can. Don't really give them too much responsibility. Have them do little stuff, clean up their room. I really start making them do chores because they starting to act, a little too irresponsible. Yeah, this boy, he wants lobster and crabs every night. Just there's there's not one night. You say you want lobster tail? Yep. You want crab? Yep. You want that every night. I sit there and laugh at him. I'm like, boy, you know how expensive this stuff is. That's why I told him. I said I can't wait till he get a job. As soon as he get a job, I told him we going out every weekend on him. He got the budget. Told him like all the stuff that I buy him, like say for their birthday, I gave him like $200. Got him a couple of little toys. I gave him $200. Spent the whole 200 on Dynasty. Well, no, take that back. Yeah, they spent the whole 200 on Dynasty. Both brothers spent the whole 200 on Dynasty. And Christmas, it was wow. They got dirt bikes, electric dirt bikes. I want out to know it. They got four wheelers. 1 o'clock in the morning. But they got electric four wheelers. I mean, they got gas four wheelers, electric dirt bikes. They into dinosaurs and like Jurassic Park. So I didn't get them because it it'd be so much easy for me to get my sons like just random dinosaurs cheap. It's good. They like Jurassic Park dinosaurs, the Jurassic World dinosaurs. So literally, they got an app to where you can scan the bottom of the dinosaur's feet and have a collection. They literally came to me and was like, Dad, we ain't even started yet. Like, look how many we missed. Like these dudes, dinosaurs is crazy. I can honestly say I spent close to 1,000. I won't say eight, but I know I spent well over 600 just on dinosaurs alone. Over 600. Not to mention how my brother got him stuff. My brother actually got one of these motorcycles. Got a whole lot of these dinosaurs. It's funny because a lot he bought, they already had. So that's twins. They got two. They was getting on me like, tell off that so we can get some more. We need these dinosaurs. We need the hybrid dinosaurs. We need this. We need that. It's funny. Not only that, I got them in tutors and stuff like that because I want them to excel in school, and they're behind on a couple of things, so I got them too. They actually took a break for the summer. They did like 2 weeks. They on break, and they're gonna go back when the school. I'm actually gonna have the in school come tutor twice a week. Need it more. I have to do more. That budget is fierce, but in order for them to, get their property needs to succeed, that's what I got to do. Because as a man, that's what needs to be done in this case for me. I got to make a little more money. I got to go make a little more money. Like I said, Lonzo, I ended up getting him life insurance for the Lonzo, and I got him the great plan. It's, this way you can get it. It's not so much recommended. The universal life, because a lot of people don't want to pay a lot of money up front, or willing to pay so much. Pretty much my my life insurance, I think like a car loan, something like that. Well, let's say insurance, car insurance. Most people who have a newer model car, that's what I pay every month for life. What's going on, is he working? Charles, what's going on? But well, Charles Gilbert third, trying to keep the names out instead of short. I know everybody in channel I go on, I normally shorten everybody's name. But yeah, and like I said, I don't really just talk it. I really live it. Insurance, Charles, I don't know for my kids. I've already been getting insurance for myself. So my whole goal is to get a million. Actually, a million plus, but a million would be decent. Because my thing is, I would like my kids and my grandkids, future grandkids, to have something to look at, that I contribute to the family. And business started or something like that, to where even if I do have successful business that I'm doing, and it'll be passed on to them. And if not, one of my kids bring that legacy as well. Constantly doing the in and out job, having people work for you, and over the years, I'm slowed down on having so many people work for me and stuff like that because it takes a toll because these young kids, they don't want to work. I put them on jobs, hook them up with good jobs. All they want to do, just get paid on Friday. At the end of the day, that's all they looking for is paycheck. But, like I said, I live it. I talk about generational wealth. I'm investing, into my kids. They the future. My two older kids are doing quite well. My daughter, she has her own business. She does the FDA for Amazon. She has a store on Amazon that has products that she got there. She's in college still. I forgot what the major she changed. So she's still in school. My son as well, doing local. He's going to be coming back up to Atlanta virtual now. There's no need for really to stay down there where he's at in Mardolph. Probably end up getting a place up here, get stuff back on track, and just in general, like I said, we shape the kids of the future. You got to start putting money into them, and it's funny, talking to underrated, I'm starting doing more, which I've been said I was do. I'm gonna go ahead and get my cameras and everything set up so when I go to these events, I'm gonna start recording. Like I said, shout out to Big Black TV, and that's one of my dudes I know from high school. And I put a video up for being underrated. I'm actually pre uh, pre-recorded this video of him having a car show that he set up with his friends, and I'm going to the next one as well. And hey, actually, it's the first Thursday, so I might not be running around tonight. Yeah, every Thursday night they have a car show at this bar grip. Just a little meetup for cars. So I think I'm gonna head over there today, show off some cars. You know, but the crazy part is, like I said, this is the manosphere. Here's the men, talking about men stuff. Let's talk about these cars, cigars, people who drink, talking about the drink. I remember we was on Cooler Panel. Not Cooler, I'm sorry. tourism channel, and we was talking about the different drinks that we like, whiskey, cognac, whatever, and Rodney Michael, stuff like that. And it was interesting, to say the least. Um, underrated, talking about sports. Last night we were talking about, shout out to the underrated doctor, talking about your favorite athlete who inspired you. He gave it up to the point where the buzz was focusing on men, but he said male or female, because there are some women that, at the time was great athletes, you know. So that was a good topic last night. And, like I said, dressing. Kevin talked about that, but how many guys own a suit? You know, I grew out a couple of my guys actually about before. I got slacks today. I got slacks today. Dress shoes when I get back on my shoe game. I only got about like 3 or 4 now. Proud of. Don't really go too many things. Basic man. Got a couple here and there outfits to put on. Got to get my linen game back up. When I was younger, I was in the fashion, man. I was cold in the game, as this was saying, because I was trying to become a designer. So even with my hat game, Mace always talks about all my hats. One day, show a couple of my hats. They ain't like they used to be, man. Like when I was in high school, I think I had like close to 50 something, 50 or 80 hats. It wasn't all the NFL, NBA, even though I had like my NBL, the baseball hats. Got a lot of Atlanta Braves baseball hats, all different kinds. Got a couple of Hawks hats, Falcon hats, Georgia, Bulldogs. Got those hats. Need to give me some Georgia State, Fort Valley, all those. Represent for a lot of the teams in Georgia. What's going on? Linebacker, what's going on? But yeah, when it comes down to it, like I like talking about men's stuff. You know, I mean, gender war argument talks are good, but I like talking about men's stuff. Honestly, it's fun to me to sit here as men conversate about stuff like that. Like it's on underrated. I was laughing because we was talking about cartoons, man. Getting up early in the morning, watching cartoons, as kids, and getting to be adults. People remember we used to play bingo and that's my card, you know, having the fun. Like he was talking about stickball, busting open the fire hydrant. That's what we do. We don't do that now. Here we go. Y'all don't have that many foods in here. That was the biggest thing. I always seen that on videos, seen that a lot of people talking about that stuff too. They don't do too much of that now. You'll get shut down real quick. Hey, what you doing? Yeah, might go ahead and shut out the video. I don't want y'all to know about location. But yeah, like I said, just focusing on stuff men talk about. I wanna have that as like Mace, Mace Taggart, the underrated darkness. I put those two out there headlines. They majored sports. They will sit there going back and forth, talking in and everything about sports. Those two guys, shout out to their channel. Underrated Darkness just hit 2K. Mason's on his way. He's pushing up. He got a slow crawl to it. But hey man, he puts on a good show every night. The guy is doing this stuff on the back. I bought all my gear. think I got like two cash out. When I first put them out, 'cause I got a little situation going with my cash out. Might go ahead and do PayPal and all this other stuff. I know everybody like cash out. That's on your phone, app, or accessible. But I'm trying to get that squared away. But when it comes down to it, I mean, it's crazy. Like, Mace getting cameras, Mace is paying for intros, Mace, everybody mics, has the mixer, interface, who just who just told a lot of guys about different stuff as far as mic games. Because if you're gonna go to the next level, you need this. There was a YouTuber, she used to do travel, just vlogging for all the places that she went on YouTube. She got picked up by the Travel Channel. You know, put a lot behind it. That's the thing. A lot of people don't understand. A lot of this stuff you're doing as a hobby or just a way to vent, there's money behind it. Look at $1 million worth of games. How they got picked up by Barstool. You know, look at the Joe Budden podcast. How they were picked up by Spotify, and now they open up a cash app. Kind of go independent. He has his network now, to where he has a women's channel now on his network, and all of it's going through YouTube. Eventually he might end up doing a platform on the channel where he can, stream it on there himself and put all the money in the sponsor, depending on the sponsor coming at that. So who knows? But when it comes down to it, like I say, you gotta start thinking about the future. You know, having long-term goals, and Mike is the key. Right now I'm on my car. Hope yeah, I think hope I didn't put it on my radio. Hope it's not on my radio still. I know that mic is not all that. Yeah, when it comes down to it, I'm actually charging my Bluetooth. That's what I was charging last night. So charging phone and Bluetooth. And those that know, charging your phone while live is not good. StreamYard will burn you. Yeah, I mean it's not. Yeah, when it comes down to it though, I mean, quiet as kept. Then what are we gonna do? We gonna get things going or not? Because audio is key. You know, getting another headphone because most of my videos are shot me on the road working stuff like that. So I'm always into work. I'm always moving around. And when I started doing it at home, like I did one at home before, it was crucial. Talked about men doing certain things. I let you go back and look at my videos. I did another one as well, talking about situations of two people, a man and a woman. The guy in Tennessee, he had about 30 kids in county, and the lady down in Florida that had about 19 in county. This guy 30 kids. I think it was like 12 some baby mamas. So, a lot of those women had multiple kids by this guy. And I'm like, he wasn't taking care of the first one. He went and had another one. Wasn't taking care of the second one. He had a third one. And they was like, some of those women were getting, $5, like $4.50 a month, because the guy worked fast food. So by the state standard, they could only take half his check. That's the max. And with him working, at that, fast food restaurant, it wasn't much they could take. And to a standard, it's just crazy like that. And when it comes down to it, bad situation for the kids. Even with this situation dealing with the lady, she had 19 kids. All of them were staying in a hotel, and the hotel manager, it was a two bed hotel. The hotel manager, started looking at it being an issue. So the hotel manager ended up, contacting DFAC, and they came out, talked with her, and, she started saying she needed help. But she had all the kids. Like, you could have easily stopped having sex, got your tubes tied, but she did nothing to prevent her from keep having kids. You know, I guess she wanted this whole octomom thing because with that, a lot of women start thinking that they can get reality shows and stuff similar to that, I guess, situation. So they were trying to be in it to win it from that standpoint. I mean, that's crazy. Know, trying to have a whole bunch of kids and get a reality show, weird. But when it boils down to it, she got help from the state. They put her in the house. They gave her allowance every month to take care of the kids. There were churches and all kind of other places that donated, that supported her, looked out for her. But I mean, how did that help her? I mean, it helped the kids with that situation, but as far as her, it didn't teach her nothing. She's going to continue having kids, to the point where it's like a strain on the system, and she don't care. Like, if they would just took all those kids from her, 'cause, that's honestly a sign of it. And I don't like I don't know how they do this, but I just can't. Even with the hospital birthing all these kids, I know her um, stuff is long because she probably ain't been paying on them, those bills, those medical bills. It's crazy. Yeah, I think I'm about to go ahead and drop off of here because 12 was going on. 12 L. Gold P is about to actually jump on, so about to get ready to get off. I think he's going on at 8:30. Gold Professor. But yeah, like I said, when it come down to it, that lady had a lot of kids. And she could have easily stopped having kids, but ultimately started asking for help from the state, started asking help for a lot of stuff. Same as the man, he wanted help. He had 30 kids, 11 baby mamas, and he was asking help from the state to where so they won't take so much of his money because he can't live, but he neglected to put on a condom or better yet, just want celibate. I mean, try to go celibate, try to stop having kids. Like, I mean, if anything, pick one woman to will and deal with. That's the thing, and that's all you do. That's all you do. Yeah, I had a coworker shooting me for money. But, yeah, man, when it comes down to it, it's just crazy. You know, I don't understand. You know, people sit up there, have all these kids, and then start complaining, talking about they need help. You know, should have planned. should have planned a little better in life. That's why I kind of tell people you're gonna have kids. It costs. You know, I was looking at I think Kevin was talking about something like that about the kids. You're looking at about $250,000 roughly to 18. So most people are not prepared to pay that much. You know, diapers alone starting off infant. I mean, it's just outrageous. You know, I had twins, so my bill was double. And right now, I'm doubling everything. Like I said, dude, my kids spend like $200. I gave them $200. Thinking that they were gonna buy their little gift card stuff for their video games. They spent all that on toys, and then turn around and wanted me the cards for their game. I'm like, dude, why are you buying toys, but yet you guys always in here on your phone? And I think that really, all I do is just, I catch them on anything. You know, you don't tie your shoes right. Hey man, the phone privilege is gone. Oh man, you got to see phone privilege is gone. You know, I get on them about the least thing. Man. When it come down to it, my kids know they walk on eggshells around. Like man, I can't get on my phone because I, I didn't wipe off the table. Yep. All I want to hear is that, oh man, 2 days. We'll make it a week. So, even with the whole aspect, people being friends with their kids, it's funny because my kids don't even call me by my first name. They know my first name. You know, when they first heard my first name, they was like, "Who is that?" That was the same way I did with my grandma. You know, my grandma, I was at church one time, and the lady came to me. She's like, "Hey, boy, come here. Come get this to Emma and this and that." I'm like, "Excuse me?" And I'm like, "Who's that?" And she was like, "You don't know who Emma is?" I was like, "No, ma'am. That's your grandma." I was like, "Who? Grandma? You don't know her name?" I said, "I just know her as grandma. I can't say nothing else but grandma." So I just know grandma. Like, that was the first time I listened to my grandma. I think I was about 7 or 8. It was funny. What's going on, Donnie? You know, I'm about to get ready to close this out. Like I said, I'm about to get ready to go over there to Gold Peak because we start at 8:30 Gold Professor for people that don't know. But yeah, man, it's funny. Like kids be so calling their parents by their first name, it don't fly. Never fly like that in my house. You know, yes sir, no sir. That's like my friend's his little grandson. I be taking my boys over there playing with him. This older guy, he's about 70 something. Me and him work a lot, do business together and stuff. And I always take my kids over there, even his grandson, we're a respectable, good little kid, plays around with my kids, you know, and he would always, hey, Mr. Rashid, hey, Mr. Rashid, you know, like my kids, they call the guy Mr. Daniel, you know, everybody's respectful, that's how you teach them. They can grow up respecting people, not calling people by their first name. You're gonna call them by their first name, add Mister to it. Call them by their last name, add Mister to it. Respect it. A lot of kids are not doing that because the parents want to be buddy buddy with the kids and friends. I told my kids, sometimes they might crack jokes or play a little bit too much, and I tell them, I'm like, look, I ain't your friend. I'm your dad. So you need to get that correct. They be like, yes, sir. Because I don't play. I got a partner. He the same way. He don't play with kids. But you tell him. Sometimes you play with the kids, and they they take it as they friends. They get talking to you all crazy and everything. Because I was in a barbershop, same thing. Happened to a little young guy. He was in the barbershop, and he jokes with all the other guys except two guys. Guy Mr. J that owned the place, and Anthony. Uh, that was my boss. And he joke around with the other guys, talking junk to him because most of them are a little young. Say two of them are probably a little around our age, close to 40 or something like that. But you be in there, clowning, talking about women and all. These guys like I think 18, 19 years old, just graduated high school. He's trying to be, popping off and cussing and stuff. They kind of let him get away with a little bit. Just tell him tone it down. You got kids, or just don't even say it at all for the most part. But he was saying some kind of funny. He tried to, take a shot at my barber and was trying to say something funny, like, yeah, man, that's why you ain't got no old lady, because this, that. He was like, look, bro, told you, I ain't your friend. I don't play with kids. Then I tell you, watch your mouth. And the boy, see, you always so upset. He's like, look, I don't play with y'all young kids. Like, I keep telling you. So, you got it. But the point of it was, he know not to play with that. But like I said, I'm going to go over here to Gold P. Shout out to everybody that came through in the building. I appreciate it. Get that flight in and out, whatever. I don't be focusing on them likes and stuff like that. People coming in, looking at the videos, that's good enough for me. But when it come down to it, all said and done, like I say, man, I'm gonna stay focused on family business, man. I'm gonna stay focused on the process of generational wealth, getting money. I'm gonna stay focused on the process of family because that process of family is important. That's how we go through the next generation. Men who want to be single, I don't shite you for that, man. If you want to be single, you single, but you still need money. So there's something over here for you too. You know, even you got nieces and nephews, you can teach them about family aspects. Showing them what family things, goals and values are. So, like I said, shout out to everybody that came. Gonna go over there, Gold Professor, troll him for a minute. But shout out to everybody. Like I always say, we go.